boyfriend is the problem. Doesn't matter what goes on, he always fucking throws his 2 cents in, and he just needs to sit in the seat and just shut his mouth. But he's the one that causes the problem, so he's the one that'll run his mouth when you are around. When you're not around, he don't say shit. But here's the thing. If this guy is driving and he has my daughter in the car and he pulls out in the middle of the fucking road to let her out, the door's open, they're yelling at me, waving their hands, she has her seatbelt off, and there's traffic, dog.
An 8-year-old girl had been left at home alone, and a request for a welfare check was made to dispatch a police officer. Once the officer arrived, the little girl stated that her father had gone out to the gym to train someone, and she didn't have a phone in case something happened. He further impresses upon the girl that leaving a child alone for an extended period without a means of reaching an individual in case of an emergency is dangerous. The situation escalates as the officer calls the mother of the girl to check on the larger family dynamic and the safety of the girl.
How long have you been here?
Like, I think like an hour.
An hour?
Because he went to go and train someone just for like an hour, 30 minutes.
Okay. Alright. Did you talk to your mom today?
Yeah.
Alright. And you don't have a cell phone?
I currently left it at my mom's.
At your mom's? Okay. Is there a phone in the house? There's no phone in this house either? Alright. Do you know who the people are who live on the other side of the house? Have you ever met them? No? Okay. Alright, we're going to talk to your mom real quick, okay?
Keeping that in mind, it does indeed become clear that parental oversight in these sorts of situations is absolutely crucial. The officer seems to take the initiative in seeing to it that a child stays safe by engaging the girl's mother. It is also important because it evokes another critical aspect, co-parenting, and a line of communication with guardians regarding issues that are particular and specific.
Just want us to check on you today. And is everything okay at home? Yeah. Everything's okay with you and your dad?
Yeah.
Do you feel safe?
Yes.
Do you typically stay home? Sometimes?
Because his job is personally to train people. Because they don't let like people going to the gym like under.
As the conversation slowly unfolds, one gets to know a bit more about the daily routine and life of the little girl. She stated that she had made pancakes that morning for breakfast, which introduces her independence and how she can take care of herself whenever her dad is away. The officer took into note, but recognized the fact that, yes, the girl is capable in some ways, yet stated the risks of such a small child being left alone without proper supervision.
You don't ever have to lie to us because we're just here to make sure you're okay. Does your dad tell you to say that when someone shows up?
No, I just.
Like I said, you're about as old as my son, so it sounds like you know how to make breakfast, you know how to take care of yourself. It's pretty good. She made a Captain Crunch pancake.
Here, the officer identifies a very serious issue. The girl does not have an operational telephone. It is only a Wi-Fi device, meaning that when her internet goes down, she has absolutely no source of reaching out to anyone. He emphasizes how dicey it might be for her to be all alone at her tender age, without having some sure means of being able to call in case of an emergency. This is a disconcerting factor that brings into realization the safety precautions that must be in place, such as access to a phone in case of an emergency.
Alright, so this officer may have already explained it to you in that too, but the fact that you're 8 years old, you're a little bit too young to be home by yourself with no way to call anybody if you needed anything. You don't have a phone or anything.
One time at my mom's, I stayed home alone.
Yeah.
So I told you the importance of at least if you had a phone or something like that, if there's an emergency, that's what's important.
As one proceeds further into the dialogue, the officer reflects that even though this girl demonstrates lots of independence, she is only 8 years old. At such a tender age, a child should not be left on her own for any extended time, even if she behaves quite responsibly. While children of this age may know how to fix a simple breakfast, play alone, or amuse themselves, they still can be quite vulnerable in many ways. If unvisited, this might lead to placing their safety and well-being in jeopardy, a situation which the provision for age-appropriate supervision would seek to cure.
Okay. Does it have Wi-Fi? Do you
I do have one.
you text people on your phone?
I cannot.
You cannot. Okay.
Is your dad's number on your phone?
Is your dad's number written down anywhere? Like on a piece of paper on the fridge?
Another aspect of the communication is the emphasis placed by the officer on the tools of communication. As much as the girl may have a gadget that has Wi-Fi, it is just not reliable enough for one's safety. She also needs a regular phone on which she can install call service to make sure she reaches out to someone wherever and whenever. It's a gentle reminder that technology is indeed a powerful tool, but not infallible. Safety at home involves preparing for emergencies with the right tools or tool in which times.
Well, that's good that you're self-independent.
Yep.
That you can take care of yourself. You
Yep.
need to. Like I said, it's just uncomfortable knowing that if something goes wrong, you don't have anyone to contact.
Okay. All right, so we're gonna you get mom back on the phone and see how long it's gonna take her. She said about 45 minutes, but
Okay.
Further and avert evidence of risks is evidence in this discussion that points to previous incidents. At one point, the officer brings into the conversation a previous incident when the child was said to have been dropped off in some bad part of town. This gives a broader perspective into all the various ways in which adults have failed this child and made poor decisions regarding their lives. It also underlines the fact that adults are supposed to take responsibility for ensuring that not only the immediate safety of their child, but also making intelligent decisions about their surroundings and environment. Every action, no matter how minute, holds implications for a child's safety and well-being.
got called to do a welfare check for your daughter.
Oh,
Yeah, they said they were concerned about her. I guess you guys had a dispute with mom yesterday,
right.
so we came by earlier and we were talking to her now. Is she here by herself?
Well, they were here, but I just went. She just grabbed something so she could give me this just right down the road. So I'm now here with her. So
No, was it her birthday?
yeah, that was just a friend just right down the road that she wanted to pick this up. So I just said I'll be right back.
Okay.
But the
Alright.
people that I live that are our landlords were actually here when she was pregnant.
They were here
So
earlier?
yes.
All right. Yeah, so the issue is that she's 8. When we knocked on the door, she told us she was 13.
Why?
Yeah, because you probably knew not to say she was 8.
And the biggest thing is, yeah, she's still a little young. She seems very self-independent. She makes herself breakfast. She's cleaning up. So that's good that she has all that stuff for sure.
Yeah, so
And I
obviously she
appreciate
took
you
a
guys
shower
coming
and everything.
by. Literally right down the road, but I'm glad everything's okay. So 12 years old is
Well, it's it's all, there's no specific law on it. So as far as 8 years is way too young to leave a child alone in the house.
okay.
So yeah, even to go out for a while, it's considered child endangerment
Okay.
because there has to be an adult with them at that age. Especially if something happens, they need to call somebody. There needs to be somebody with them.
It is only later that the officers hear from her father, who then goes on to explain what had happened from his perspective. He realizes the dangers, but believes his daughter might be in some sort of harm. He tries to explain that while his job entails him going to the gym for training sessions, he believes his daughter is old enough to look out for herself for short periods. He says that's tough because in the gym, there are restrictions. They don't let kids stay while he's working so far. Nothing better has been arranged.
Tried to drop my daughter off there on Cedillos, right by the, what is it called? It's like an oil place. It has fencing all around it now, Pet Boys.
Yeah.
She pulled over on the corner of the fucking street and tried to have my daughter get out of the car right there in the middle of traffic.
Why did she drop her off over there? Not here.
She was here, but I told her that I was at Planet Fitness yesterday,
Yeah.
waiting to come back, and I said, when you come into town, let me know, and then we can meet, because I'm at the gym. Obviously, I'm not leaving the gym until you come, and then we'll do our own thing.
Okay.
But regardless, her boyfriend closed the fucking door. I said, go around, you idiot. I
Yeah.
said, what are you doing here, bro? How are you going to let my kid out in the middle of the fucking street on Cedillos? You know damn well, I've been hit 3 times here in the city while walking. Okay? And I've all 3 times been left for fucking dead. So I know exactly what it's like out there. So when he did that, they pulled over, I reamed his ass.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's my child, and you're in control of that vehicle. That was your fucking choice to do that. And then they
Yeah.
came up with this whole hoax bullshit saying that, oh, we weren't going to let her out. We would never do such a thing. Why was she unbelted, halfway
Yeah.
out the seat, in from the middle seat and the other kid with his legs getting out of the vehicle, and you're saying you're not going to drop off my daughter?
The frustrations of the father are soon brought to the fore. Obviously, he is very fond of his daughter, yet feels he has been pushed into a very tight spot, an unwanted and combative situation brought on by his ex-wife and her new partner. The father says that the dynamics have made his relationship with his daughter strained. His ex-wife's new partner is described by the father as being narcissistic and further complicates things. This turns up the heat on the father's ability to maintain the close bond with his daughter that he desires.
In his mouth, when you guys aren't around, he will say shit.
The boyfriend?
He's a fucking pussy. He's a coward. And so I stand my ground and I stand up for her because she doesn't have a voice to say it on her own. And her mom chooses his fucking side. This is also Judge Madrid's daughter, my ex-wife. That's the fucking shit I'm dealing with and have been for 8 years. I got the shit end of the stick and I'm still keeping my cool as much as I can.
Yeah.
But once this piece of shit came through and he's starting to treat her differently,
Yeah.
fuck that. I'll put him in his place and I don't give a fuck what I lose.
Yeah.
But I won't do anything to lose her. Solid.
Just like we said, more than likely, I could tell you trained your daughter very well.
Yeah.
She can take care of herself.
And I mean,
But it's just
she
one of
speaks
those
for herself.
Yeah, but just, like we said, it's just one of those things. It's almost an FYI thing. If something does happen because of the age, and that goes to court, and it looks an 8-year-old left out here got hit on the street, it'll just look bad. You know what I mean? So we get that. So like we said, it'll just be documents. It's just going to be a documented report. So that's fine.
Regardless, the father relates his absolute assurances of protection to his daughter and making sure she knows he is there. He mentioned the importance of communication and trust, for he went through great measures to stay connected to her. He uses technology such as a device with a GPS to monitor her safety and movement whenever she is not with him. This extra mile effort speaks volumes to his commitment to her safety, especially at those disturbing times when he and his ex-wife were going through rough times.
You guys want to talk to her, we didn't have your number, so we had no choice but to call mom. Okay. If you would give us your number, we could call you right away. So but I told her not to be afraid. We're here to help and protect.
So how did you know her mom's phone number?
She called. That's how the effort turned.
Fly as fuck, man. Sometimes people, kind of like Kobe, he went through it years on years and he finally won. Well, I don't have millions of dollars, but I'm fucking doing it penny by penny. With nobody's fucking.
Since the latter part of the conversation pertains to his struggles, he draws some inspiration from famous athletes, some of whom have gone through some tough times during their careers. He likens his struggle of being involved in his daughter's life to how athletes work, through adversity to their successes. That is such a touching moment, showing how determined the father was to be there for his daughter, no matter what obstacles lay between him and his daughter.
I apologize for.
No.
Oh, there's no apologies. It's our job, man.
No, thanks for talking to us and explaining to us what's going on.
Of course.
So we'll get
You
back
better
to
understand the circumstances because this has been a riff and it's starting to now be. So you guys might be present more often because of him.
In the final analysis, this exchange between the officer, the father, and the child allows insight into some takeaways on behalf of the child's safety, communication, and challenges associated with co-parenting. While the child is independent, as reflected in her daily routines, it is equally apparent that additional steps must be taken to ensure safety during alone time at home. Pieces of the puzzle that come into play to keep children safe include a degree of supervision for age, ways of communicating dependably, and decision-making by adults in a responsible manner. The father is committed to his daughter's well-being at the same time. However, it reminds one that the best of intentions need to be followed up with concrete measures if one wants to protect those who are most dear. Thank you for watching. Please share this video and give it a like to raise awareness regarding child negligence. If you want us to continue shedding light on stories similar to this or get into the nitty-gritty of other true crime debacles, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell to stay in the loop. Until next time, we'll see you.